The Tabby mod just got a fan-made restoration, and it gives us a great visual into Tabby's backstory and the way that Girlfriend and Daddy Dearest betrayed him, which of course is why Tabby wanted to erase Girlfriend to begin with. What I find most interesting about this mod is the dialogue files for the cutscenes that were cut out. They give us a lot of details that we didn't get to see in the other versions of this mod. Now, as many of you know, Tabby is one of the first big mod characters to be introduced into FNF, and in his backstory, we learned that he was basically the first boyfriend. He and Girlfriend dated before Girlfriend met Boyfriend, but she didn't really date Tabby out of love. In the deleted cutscenes, we learned that Daddy Dearest actually wanted Girlfriend to date Tabby so that they could use him to make money. Initially, Daddy Dearest didn't like him, but once he found out that Tabby was a musician and a music producer, Daddy Dearest saw that as a great opportunity to make money because he and Mommy Mirrors actually owned a record label.
Oh goodness! Sorry for bumping into you.
Oh, do not worry. It is my fault for looking over my sheet music instead of looking in front of me.
You're a musician then?
I dabble, 2 million views on my biggest hit so far.
2 million? That's unbelievable!
You would be surprised how little it really is.
Well, my father runs Dearest Records. Perhaps a partnership might bolster your audience?
Really? Are you sure? You haven't even heard any of my music yet.
Well, I guess you'll just have to play some for me. I can't say I'd mind. Your voice alone is quite charming.
Yours is nice, too. I am Tabby.
Now, the reason that Tabby worked so hard was so that he could provide Girlfriend with a lavish life and because he loved her. But as Tabby started to work more and more, he started to neglect Girlfriend, and in turn, she started to lose interest in him. We see an example of this when they are sitting at the restaurant and Girlfriend is texting on her phone instead of actually listening to Tabby, who is singing one of his songs for her. Now, I know most of you are probably wondering how Tabby didn't see the red flags here, but I think we all know someone who has been so in love that they overlook all the flaws in their partner. And when we look at this beach scene here, we see that the two of them actually seem to be in love at some point. So I think Girlfriend did have feelings for him to begin with, but then they started to fade over time, especially with the plot from Daddy Dearest and Mommy Mirrors. And with that, eventually Girlfriend tells her parents that she wants to break up with Tabby because she wants to find her true love, and of course, Daddy Dearest is furious at hearing this. So after Girlfriend breaks up with Tabby, basically telling him that he's a great guy, just not a great pick for her, Daddy Dearest arranges for one of their minions to actually break into Tabby's house to steal any unreleased music, kill his cat, and then hit him with a curse that Daddy Dearest created. The curse turned Tabby's body mostly invisible to the naked eye and then forced him to wear a skull goat head that cannot be removed or destroyed, basically making him look like some type of monster. And this is why we see him looking so sad in the song titled Judas Kiss. But after he came to terms with the new state of his body, he decided that he was going to get revenge on the Dearest family because in his mind, they were all responsible for his downfall. He specifically wanted to take out Girlfriend because he hated her for pretending to love him, and he knew that this was the best way to make Mommy Mirrors and Daddy Dearest feel true pain. Because many would argue that losing a child is probably one of the worst things that you can go through. What Tabby didn't know though is that Girlfriend had no part in the plan that Daddy Dearest came up with, and when she found out what he had done, she was furious. Because even though she didn't love Tabby anymore, she also didn't want to see him suffer. She even refused the money that Daddy Dearest tried to give her, which was her cut for dating Tabby and getting him to make the music in the first place. This is also the point where Girlfriend swears that the next person she dates will be by her choice, and it will be a person that she loves, and most importantly, someone with a unique voice that her father will hate. And we all know that that person ended up being Boyfriend. Now, the next part of the story is probably what you're more familiar with. Now, after stalking Girlfriend for a year, Tabby finally came up with a plan to take her out. He pretended to be one of Daddy Dearest's friends and told Girlfriend to meet him at her favorite restaurant so that they could catch up. Daddy Dearest doesn't have many friends that we know about, so I assume that Tabby pretended to be Uncle T, which also makes sense because the two of them know each other from the Russian music scene. What Tabby wasn't expecting though is that Boyfriend would accompany her. Now, once Boyfriend and Girlfriend actually arrived at the venue, Girlfriend noticed immediately that Tabby is there, though he doesn't look like his regular self. But she did hear from Daddy Dearest what they did to him, so it was pretty easy to figure out who this person was. Now, what I find interesting here though is that Tabby doesn't want to hurt Boyfriend. He seems to think that Boyfriend is just another one of Girlfriend's victims, and he wants him to step aside so that he can be alone with Girlfriend so he can put an end to this, as he says. But obviously, boyfriend says no because he and girlfriend actually do love each other, and this pisses Tabi off. And this is when we see the two of them actually get into a rap battle, which ultimately ends with Tabi just blowing up the whole venue because boyfriend won't leave and he's hell-bent on actually killing girlfriend. One thing to note here is that Tabi only really wanted to get girlfriend in that explosion, but something went wrong with his calculations, which is why the explosion was so large. In no which way, shape, or form is Tabi a serial killer or wanting to hurt innocent people, and that was actually said by the original creator. The Deers family did leave him with some trust issues, but deep down, Tabi does still have a good heart, and we kind of see proof of that when he's trying to get boyfriend to kind of leave the scene. He doesn't want to hurt anybody innocent. I couldn't find any more of the cutscenes because this is technically a canceled build, but if I do find them, I'll make sure to post them and kind of give some commentary about them. But if you enjoyed this video, make sure to check out this video on the screen here. Subscribe today to become a member of the Orcs Force, and we'll see you tomorrow with another video. It will probably be the spooky month video because it just came out.